Now, have you known him prior to the day you requested him to go take a pointing to do a pointing out of number 1?
Ngabe kade umazi qala ngaphambi ukuthi ukumcela ukuthi ahambeke nomsolo oqala ngesikhathi umsolo oqala bekahamba yokhomba.
Yes, I've known him as a police officer, my lord. That's correct.
Athi yebo kade ngimazi njengephoyisa.
Thank you. Now, when you gave him that case number 63610 of 2014, false lorries, that had a potential to jag his mind and serve as a pointer as well, that this had to do with the death of Senzo. Not so?
But ngesikhathi esibumpha case number elapha eForce Lorries 636 case 636 of 10/2014 lapha mhlambe buzoshesha kukhumuza umcabango wakho ukuthi leli cala laseForce Lorries futhi laqala kade kwashona khona kusenze Meyiwa ngaba kusenjalo yini?
My lord, I can't testify about the state of mind of Colonel Adv.
Ahlapha ngeke akhona ukukhuluma ke ngomcabango kaColonel Adv ukuthi kade acabanga ini noma kade kungasinde le kade acabanga.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, after you gave him that number, Force Lorries case 636, 10 of 2014, then Adv says to you, where is the accused? Not so.
But ngesikhathi ke kuqeda ukuphala pho komnomzana oHadebe ke case number seForce Lorries case 636/10/2014 ngabe akaza kubuza ukuthi ngabe ukuphi umsolwa yini?
I don't have a recollection of that. All I recall, my lord, I don't know how the conversation really went because I can't remember verbatim. What I do recall is that he made a request that the accused must be kept, must be booked. His specific request to me is that he must be booked, not just kept. He must be booked in the holding cells of Albertine SAPS, and he will do the arrangements moving forward. And that is why I asked then Sergeant Mukhane to assist with this movement, my lord. That's the content of our conversation.
Athi ke ngeke abe naso isiqiniseko ngogcwele ukuthi kahle kahle inkulumo yabo kade imayelana nani noma mhlawumbe kade iqukethe ini ke kuyona ke ngoqondiwe mhlawumbe ngokusana ke emuva ngokuthi ashaya isikhongosini ke lapho ke kepha ke into eyenzeka ukuthi ngicela ukuthi ke lapho umsola kumele ukuthi bambhuke ngaphansi kwama holding cells ase Albertine ke lapho ke futhi thina kulapho khomsana khona ke no Sergeant Mukhane ekuthizeni kahambise komsola bese amnikise ke kwisikhumulo samaphoyisa sase Albertine la kade khona ke uyena azohlangana naye khona ke lapho kumnomzana oHadebe umsola bese baqhubeka benza umsebenzi wabo phambili.
That's not in dispute, Brigadier. At that moment, the accused is in detention at Fileria and Pretoria, not so?
But ngesikhathi leso umsolo wakhe bekalana ePretoria ngaphansi kwesikhumulo samaphoyisa saseFileria kusenjalo?
That is correct, my lord.
Athi yebo kunjalo.
Thank you. And he says to you, no, Brigadier, can you please arrange that the accused should be detained at Albertine police station where I would go see him, not so?
But ngemuva kwalokho ke usho ukuthi ubaba umnumzana oHadebe bese ngitshela ukuthi thina cethu wenze ke uhlelo ukuthi ke umsola emthatha la ePitoli bese nimikise ke kwisikhumulo samaphoyisa sase Albertine la yena la kade azohlangana naye khona ke kusenjalo?
No, it's not flowing like that, my lord. It's not a question where he said remove him from Valeria SAPS, because I don't think we even got there. And it was the same principle with Colonel Mboto. When he said, I can assist, bring the accused at this place. They don't worry where the person is coming from. They're assuming you're in control of the person. They just indicate where it will be convenient. So with Colonel Adv, the understanding was that he wants the accused to be detained, and then he will do the booking of the accused out. And that's all that said. As to where the person was, I don't think we got there, my lord. What was prevalent is that he's willing to assist, and he wants the accused person, accused number 1, to be taken to Albertine, detained He never gave me the reason why he wants to do it like that and why he chose Alberton, but that's the request, and I complied with that.
Athi yena akazi mhlambi kade kungaphansi kwezathu noma izathu zini ezakhokhela kulelo daba ke lolo ke kepha yena athi uyimisele ukuthi abalekelele ke noma asizeke lapho ke umnomzana uHadebe ke lapho ke bese washo khona ukuthi mhlambi washo khona ukuthi abamlethe ngaphansi kwesikhumulo samaphoyisa sase Albertine la yena bazohlangana naye khona ke lapho ke ngemuva ukuthi bambhukhile lapho ke noma bemgcine khona ke kuma holding cells akhona ke lapho ke bese yena ke bazofika lapho kahlangana naye khona ke bese baqhubeke benza umsebenzi wabo bobabili.
He says to you, can you please cause the accused to be detained at Alberton police station? In other words, arrange that the accused should be brought at Alberton police station.
Ushuthi wathi yena ke amanye amagama akhe icela ukuthi wenze uhlelo ukuthi yena ke umsolo abamnikise ngaphansi kwesikhumulo sase Alberton. Akusinjalo?
That is correct, my lord.
Athi yebo kunjalo.
Thank you. And you say you did not ask him the reason why.
Enothize ukaze umbuze isizathu sokuthi kungani bekafisa noma bekafuna ukuthi umsolo animikise ngaphansi kwesikhumulo sasephoyisa sase Alberton.
No, it was not necessary, my lord, to ask. I made a request if he can assist in doing the pointing out. He agrees. He chooses the police station and he says this person must be detained there. He will book him out. Those are formal structures. In fact, I was comfortable with that idea that he prefers the accused, number one, to be detained and he book him out himself, taking the process from there. So that request for me, as much as we didn't discuss it, it actually sat with me very well because he's not receiving him from hands. He's actually booking him out from the holding cells.
Athina akaza kubona ukuthi kubalekile yini ukuthi zakubuzeke lokho ke kepha yena kwasho khona njalo abamnikise ngaphansi kwesikhumulo samaphoyisa sase Alberton bese ngemva kwaloko siyena bambhukheke lapho ke ahlale khona kalale khona mhlawumbe ahlale khona ke lapho ke bese ke bazomkhipha khona ke ahambe naye ngesikhathi sibeka hamba ayokhomba lapho ke.
Thank you, Brigadier. I'm going to put it to you the reason why he requested that accused should be detained at Alberton police station. Because from Alberton police station to Forsteress is only 20 kilometers. And he knew that from Alberton, we will be driving to Forsteress in view of the information, case number that you gave him.
Athi kuzokutshela isizathu ukuthi kungani kwenzeka lokho ke ukuthi uqhamuka lapha eAlberton wahamba ke uye eForsteress futhi wahamba ke umgama oku-20 ama-kilometers lapho ke futhi bekazi ukuthi nani zohamba ke eForsteress ke ngemuva kokuthi bumnikile lapho ke case number icala.
My lord, as I've said, I'm going to answer it in twofold. One, I've indicated I cannot speak on behalf of Colonel Hadebe. I don't know how will he deal with this because I'm being told what he knew. I don't know where is that. So it's a difficult position for me to say. That is the first part. But if we are talking about the distance, the closest police station in Forsteress, there is a police station. Closer to Forsteress, there is Katlohong, Ramukonopi, West police stations. Alberton is the furthest if you compare to the two. In Forsteress itself, where this incident happened, there is a Forsteress police station. So the logic of a distance on those bases doesn't sit well. But that being said, my lord, Colonel Hadebe have said he may be then a better person to deal with the issues of what was going through his mind when he made such a suggestion, my lord.
Athi lapho ke lo mbuzo wathi ubuziwe uzophendula ke ngendlela ezimbili ezahlukile. Indlela yokuqala ukuthi ke lapho ke yena akakazi ukuthi kade kuyini ngaphansi komcabango kaMnumzana uColonel Hadebe ngesikhathi athe senza isicelo leso ukuthi umsolo abamnikise ngaphansi kwesikhumulo sesiphoyisa sase-Alberton. Futhi na ufakazi athi angeke amkhulumeleke lapho ke uMnumzana uColonel Hadebe uma ngabe inkosi enkantolo ifisa ukubuza lo mbuzo loyo ke kuma mhlawumbe bambiza ngoba uyena ke ozoba ngaphansi kwesimo esiqondile ekuthizeni aphendule malana nodaba lombuzo loyo ke futhi uma phela uma ejobola impendulo yakhe malana nodaba lohlelo lwesibili uma iphela umbuzo lokho ukuthi ke lapho ke mayelana nebanga nomhlawumbe ugama okhona ke lapho ke phakathi kwe-Albertine kuyokufika lapho eFosloras ukuthi ke isikhona ke isikhumulo samaphoyisa seduze ke lapho ke ngikatlehong bese sikhona ke sesibili ke eFosloras ukuthi u20 kilometers umgama khona mhlawumbe uqhelana kwindawo lezi ezimbili ke lapho ke akusukuthi mhlawumbe kade kuyinto leyo bengenzeka nanoma kunjani ke lapho ke kepha ke kushuthi bekumele uma ngabe kukhuma ngama distance ke lapho ke bamnikisa apho eKatlehong noma ke eFosloras.
And this basically simply aligns with accused number one's explanation that when they went to the pointing out, he never gave them any directions. They are the ones who took him there.
Athi lapho ke kuhambisana ke nenkulumo eqhamuka komsolo oqala ukuthi ngesikhathi bahamba beyokhomba ke lapho ke athi nakakaze abanikeza imininingwane yamakhili kepha ke ibona abamnikisa ke lapho ke kulowo makhili.
My Lord, I think Colonel Khadebe can deal with that part as well as the photographer. What I can testify about is that in Exhibit GG, that is the photograph, the album that was taken by the captain from LCRC, you can clearly see accused number one pointing to the scene which I indicated to this court, my Lord, that I visited, and that address is 13511 Kutlwano Street, which is the crime scene where the deceased in this matter was shot. The second address, that is the place that is pointing out, it's on the tar road, that is at Basutuni Hostel. That's what I can see here in the photos. He is pointing. No one is pointing for him. He is himself pointing, and the photos are contained in this exhibit GG, my Lord.
Athi ke ufakazi ke lapho ke usuthi lapho ke usuthi umuntu wathula ke ithombe ke lapho ke futhi nokhona lahade usikumele kube yibona abazayo abazokhuluma kamalana nodaba lolo ke kepha athi uma ngaba ubuka ngaphansi kwemibukiso kaGG ngaphakathi kwezithombe ke lapho ke ukhona la khona ke umsola kwizithombe ezimbili la kade akhomba khona ke kwindawo ezahlukene futhi la ke bonakala khona ke ucece bha khona ukuthi la yena ke kade bengakhombi mayelana naye kepha uyena kade akhomba ke lapho ke tshengisa ke abantu mayelana nendawo lena ke la kwashola khona ke umufi futhi indawo yesigameko futhi enye yesibili ke indawo lapho ke ngaphansi kwendawo yaseBasuphini Hostel kusho ukuthi lapho ke kade kuyena mathupha umsola oqala kade akhomba kusho ukuthi kade khona umuntu othizeni la kade akhombe khona ke qala.
The brigadier, let us start here. You said you visited that scene. In other words, you did your own personal inspection in local.
Bese kufakaza umkhohlezi ukusho ukujobela ukufakaza thina lapho ke naye waya ke mathupha nema nodaba lolu ke lwendawo lezi ke manje kumele uyabuza ukuthi wena ke fakazi wahamba wavakasha kule ndawo lezi ezahlukene ngithize kade mhlawumbe usenzeka ucwaningo lomsebenzi wakho mhlawumbe usatsha kwecala.
My Lord, the answer is yes, in collaboration, and I think I dealt with this part, that after the confessions, both the one from Colonel Mboto, the pointing out and the photos were taken, a process that I embarked on with the team was to corroborate what was contained in the confession. I needed to know what place is he pointing and how material it is to the case, and that is why I was able to confirm that the place that is pointing is the crime scene where the victim was shot. That is the house of the Kumalos. The other place is the main road next to Basutuni Hostel, because I had to do a physical visit in the corroboration of what was contained here and other things in his confession document, my Lord.
Athi kufazi uma iphendula mana nodaba lolo kusho ukuthi yebo empeleni nake ngemuva ukuthi wathola ke confession bese wabuya thola ke izithombe lezi ade thuthuliwe ke lapho uma ezathathwa ke lapho ke lo muntu bamhle umuntu othobe izithombe ephotographer ngesingisi ke ngesikhathi eqeda thola le nkulumo mhlawumbe lobo ufakazi lobo ke ukuthi ngeke wahamba wenza kokusesha kwecala lakhe ethizeni yaqhumanise ufakazi ade aphethe ukuthi ngabe mhlawumbe uqondile futhi uyaqhumana noma ufakazi lobo usho ukuthi kuyahambisana ngesikhathi lesi bekaphola ke lapho ke ukuthi ngeke wahamba wavakasha kule ndawo lezi ezimbili ezahlukene lezi ndawo ezimbili ezahlukene izona ke umsolo oqala awayikhomba ke indawo lezo ke usuthi lapho ke indawo yokuqala kade ayikhombile lapho usuthi indawo yokuqala kade ayikhombile ke lapho usuthi ile ilomuzi ke walapha kwaKhumalo umuzi lapho kade kwehla khona ke isigameko ke futhi indawo yesibili bekayikhombi lapho ke ile lomgwaqo omkhulu lapho usuthi main road noma umgwaqo nje omkhulu ke lapho ke oseduze nalapho ke Basuphini Hostel.
Brigadier, let me help you very quickly. That inspection in local of yours is invalid. It does not assist this court because that is self-corroboration. There's no evidence that came from the same Mr. Khatebe when he conducted the pointing out that has been placed before court, which indicates that when accused number 1 is pointing this, this is what was happening, and he was pointing this. When in photo number 2, accused number 1 is pointing this. In photo number 3, accused person is pointing that. In other words, the notes of the pointing out are not there.
Actually, noma le-inspection lokhu owayenza ukuthi yena kudaba olungekho futhi olungamukelekile ngembangela ukuthi ngesikhathi leso umnumzana oKhatebe kade ehamba kuyokhomba-ke noma etshengiswa-ke umsola oqala-ke lapho-ke mayelana nezinto kade amtshengisa zona-ke ukuthi awekho ama-notes abhaliwe ukuthi ngesikhathi umsola bekakhomba lokhu kushuthi lokhu bekusho lokhu nalokhu nalokhuya.
Let me finish. Those are just photos where accused number 1 is seen pointing and pointing and pointing. But as to the essence of what is pointing, there's no content.
Athi-ke lapho-ke suthi lapho-ke iy'thume nje kuphela lezi etshengakala khona-ke umsola wokuqala akuzona-ke ngesikhathi bekakhomba futhi eqhubeka ekhomba ngoba akukho lokho okubhaliwe okukhethekile ukuthi malanga ngesikhathi esibekakhomba lapho-ke kusho ukuthini kusho ukuthi bekakhomba lokhu nalokhuya.
So your little self-corroboration does not assist this or will not assist this court. That's going to be my argument.
Athi kuba inkulumo yakhe ngaphansi kwenkulumo uma ngabe phikisana nethimba labeshushisi ukuthi le ndaba yokukhulumela ukuthi ayihambisane noma ayiqondile eshayile esikhonkosini.
I disagree, my lord. That assertion is incorrect. If you look at the pointing out form that was completed by Colonel Khatebe, there's a proforma, there's annexures of notes. So it is actually even incorrect to say there were no notes because Colonel Khatebe made notes and the accused, the deponent signed. Now, the last paragraph, just the second paragraph before the last, reads as follows, my lord. I pointed out the 2 places, the house where the shooting took place and the spot where I was dropped off after the shooting to Lieutenant Colonel Khatebe. This is just one paragraph, my lord, but prior to this, there are paragraphs which Colonel Khatebe wrote, taking them from accused number 1. So it is incorrect to say there's no pointing out, there's no notes accompanying the photos that indicates accused number 1 pointing. I was corroborating what was said here, but there are notes by the Colonel which indicates exactly what accused number 1 was pointing.
Athi lapho ekuthizeni-ke udaba lokuthi awekho ama-notes abhaliwe mhlawumbe inkulumo ebhaliwe-ke ngemuva ukuthi lapho umsola oqala-ke ekhombile lapho ekhomba khona-ke izinto lezi athi azikhomba-ke etshengisa-ke lapho-ke umnumzana uColonel Khatebe aqona iqiniso ngoba-ke akhona-ke ama-notes abhaliwe lapho-ke ngaphansi kwekhasi lapho laka-AR 142 la bakhulume khona kuma ngabuka-ke lapho-ke paragraph yesibili mqhamuka lapho ngenzansi-ke khona-ke la ibhale ngale ndlela elandelayo kuwukuthi mina ngakhomba-ke indawo ezimbili-ke lapho-ke into yokuqala-ke umuzi la kade kudutshulwa khona-ke bese-ke indawo yesibili awayikhomba-ke lapho-ke suthi yindawo la dena bamshiya khona-ke ngemuva kokuthi kade kudutshuliwe-ke kuloyo muzi iy'ndawo lezo zimbili bekayikhomba ayitshengisa-ke lapho-ke umnumzana uColonel Khatebe.
Brigadier, I won't take this aspect with you. You clearly do not know how pointing out must be conducted. From the answers that I'm getting from you, you clearly don't know how the pointing out should be conducted. But thanks, let us proceed.
No, I disagree. I know exactly how a pointing out should be conducted, my lord. But in this instance, I'm responding to the assertion that said there were no notes.
And don't forget my cough syrup.
Is it a wet or dry cough? Hello?
Don't take a chance. Take Vicks Acta Plus. Unlike other cough syrups, its dual action formula relieves both wet and dry cough. Vicks Acta Plus.
Okay.
And
so there are notes.
There are notes, my lord.
Okay.
Athi lapho uphelela manje udaba lokuthi na awekho ama-notes abhaliwe lapho kade akhona-ke ama-notes abhaliwe-ke lapho-ke ngemuva ukuthi kade behambile kumsola oqala futhi umnumzana uColonel Khatebe ngesikhathi umsola oqala kade ehamba-ke yokhomba-ke indawo ezimbili lezi-ke eyitshengisa-ke lapho-ke umnumzana uColonel Khatebe.
Thank you, Brigadier. earlier on indicated that you were passionate about reading OB entries. You actually told this court a lot about OB entries, not so?
athi qala bakade bekhuluma ngodaba lama-OB entries lawo nathize la kade ukhuluma khona ke inkulumo eningi utshela ke inkosi enkantolo akusenjalo yini?
Yeah, but my lord, yes, I did speak about OB, but it should be taken in the context of the question that I was dealing with, because we're dealing with a specific incident of a specific time relating to an allegations of assault. And I was moving in that sequence that if you move from that day or the incident of that assault and you flow on that incident, there are no records. For example, with accused number 1, specifically, my lord, I have said from the time he was detained in Valeria on the 31st, the morning hours, to the time that he was taken to court on the 1st of June, there were no entries that indicates that he was assaulted. He reported an assault, because we're dealing with accused number 1, my lord.
athi lapha ngesikhathi leso ufakazi beyakhuluma noma nodaba lama-occurrence book lapha noma ama-entry book lapho-ke kungemuva kokuthi ake khona kombuzo uqhamukini mhlawumbe umbuzo kade bewubuzile ke lapho-ke sote bathi behamba ngalolo hlangothi lapho ngesikhathi bekaphendula mayelana nodaba lolo-ke uma ngabe khuluma ngodaba lolo shuthi ngelanga lange-31 zakaMeyi ke lapho-ke ngaphambi ukuthi umsolo kaqhamuka ngaphambi kwenkosi enkantolo noma mhlawumbe enkantolo-ke ngelanga lokuqala kwenyanga kaJune ke lapho-ke kukuthi ngaphansi kwencwadi abayibiza ukuthi occurrence book laba bhala khona ke ngaphansi kwezikhumulo zesiphoyisa uma ngabe egcina ke abasula khona ukuthi lapho-ke akukho la kubhalwa khona-ke ukuthi umsolo oqala washawa noma yena kade akhulumile ukuthi yena kushayiwe mhlawumbe ukuthi khona-ke into eyenzeka kuyena-ke uma ngabe khuluma ngodaba lwani lwama-occurrence book futhi udaba lwaliqhamuke la khona kade besho khona kade kuney'nsolo khona-ke ezokuthi umsola oqala wakhuluma washo ukuthi-ke ngesikhathi belapho-ke kuma-holding cells washaywa-ke.
My lord, may I just request an indulgence just to confirm one point with accused. Thank you for indulgence, mother. Thank you, sir. There's a stack of papers here that we received from the state, but I think I'm not so sure what exhibits are these, but I'll try the best that I can. There's an OB entry from Fileria that has got the date of the 5th of June 2020. Actually, it says it's written there, Fileria in bracket MCB. I wonder if the state can assist us. This. Sorry. I'm told that this is exhibit NM.
athi kumabuka kona amaphepha ke amaningi ke watholile aqhamuka kwithimba kabashushisi ke lapho kesho khona ukuthi lapho kumabuka lapho ngaphansi kwembukiso kaNN khona la babhale khona ke ngaphansi kwephepha lelo babhale ukuthi Fileria bese kuma bracket babhale ukuthi lapho ke MCB yake ilanga lapho ke i5 zakaJune ngomnyaka ka2020.
Exhibit NN, there's a date there, the 5th of June 2020.
athi ilanga elibhaliwe lapho ke langa lange-5 uza kaJune ngomnyaka ka-2020.
I don't have an extra copy. Maybe the state can assist us so that you're able to follow as we proceed. Now, on the 5th, there's an entry there, entry number.
My apologies, my lord.
Sorry.
The witness is making mention of something pertaining to the date.
Yeah, the date. I've got the date of the 22 here, not the 5th. I see Advocate Mnisi is referring to the 5th.
Yeah, 5th of June.
Is it here? The answer. Just take it to the advocate.